back to WMMA Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you this morning with a special fight preview. Going to Bellator 222, Madison Square Garden in New York City, MSG. We're coming at you with a special catchweight bout. Rena Kubota, better known by her stage name of just Rena, in a catchweight bout versus Lindsey VanZandt. Now, Rena usually fights at super atomweight in Ryzen, where she's a staple. Last fight was at 112 pounds, where this fight will be contested at, and taking on Lindsey VanZandt, who has competed her whole pro career at atomweight at 105 pounds. So before we break down these fighters individually, let's look at how they stack up against each other statistically. So Rena is 2 years older than VanZandt at 27 years old. She is also a little more experienced at 8-2 versus VanZandt's 5-1 record. And Rena will have a 1-inch height advantage, 5 foot 3 inches to 5 foot 2. Now, I don't have a reach statistic for Rena. VanZandt has a 65-inch reach, although I would not be surprised if Rena is a little longer and rangier. Okay, so we've broken them down statistically. Let's break each fighter down one by one, starting with the newcomer to Bellator, Rena. So Rena's strengths. Rena has some of the most powerful body shots I've seen out of any female fighter. She has finished multiple, like at least 2 different fighters in Ryzen with shots to the body. One fighter I believe was a kick, and then I remember Andy Wynn was a punch to the liver. So she has some of the most powerful body shots I've seen out of any female fighter. In addition to those body shots, she also has very fast standing submissions. She's coming from a shoot boxing background, and shoot boxing is a sport unto itself that they refer to as standing vale tudo, and it's kickboxing that allows standing submissions, including flying arm bars. So Rena's gotten very good with submissions from the standing position, especially the flying armbar. So she's gotten very fast with them and throws them when her opponent least expects it. And then finally, she has that vast shoot boxing and kickboxing experience. She is definitely a striking specialist. Now, she has those submissions, but she's best when she's on the feet striking. Okay, so that was Rena's strengths. Now let's look at her keys to victory. First, she needs to stay on the feet and work the body. That's what she does best. That's her bread and butter. Second, she needs to keep moving. She does not want to get bogged down in a battle of attrition with VanZandt. So she needs to keep moving, let her feet do the work for her. And then finally, she needs to do that in order to stay off the cage. Rena's never fought in a cage before. She's never had to defend takedowns against the cage. So it would be best for her to stay off of there. So keep off the cage. All right, so that was Rena. Now let's look at her opponent, Lindsey VanZandt. So VanZandt's strengths. VanZandt is a very well-rounded fighter. She's won fights standing. She's won fights via submission. She's won them with ground and pound. She can win anywhere. So she's very well-rounded. In addition to being well-rounded, she also has a workmanlike rate. She's not in a hurry to win. She has a high finish percentage, 4 out of her 5 or 6 wins. But she's never in a hurry to get there. She will take her time in order to get to that finish. Very workmanlike rate, and she stays busy as well. And then finally, she has a very strong top position. Very strong ground and pound, very good with the submissions from top. Okay, so that was VanZandt's strengths. Now let's look at her keys to victory. Okay, first off, she needs to apply pressure. Rena does best when she is left at range to work her strikes. So VanZandt needs to get in there and apply pressure to the taller striker. Second, I would recommend that she take it to the ground. Why stand with a striking specialist? Especially when you're good on the ground. So apply the pressure and get it to the ground. And then finally, work the ground and pound to the submission. I believe that is VanZandt's best way to get to the victory for her. Okay, guys, so that was my breakdown of both fighters. So now it's time for me to make my prediction. You know, the more I looked at the tape, I was ready to call Rena by earlier. I did it on my stream a few hours before I recorded this. I had picked Rena, but man, the more I watch VanZandt, I just think she's more well-rounded. However, she's used to fighting at 105, whereas Rena is a bigger fighter, used to fighting at 112 in shoot boxing. She was fighting at 108 in Ryzen, but then she had trouble making weight, so now she went back to 112. And that size advantage worries me. So for now, I am going with Rena. Not picking a particular method, though. So we're going to go with Rena to win this fight. However, I'm not sleeping on VanZandt at all. She is a very well-rounded fighter, very skilled, underrated fighter. So don't sleep on VanZandt either, guys. Please, by all means, don't take my advice in picking Rena if you feel that VanZandt's a better fighter. So anyway, that's it. That's my breakdown and my prediction. Let me know what you think about the fight in the comments down below. Likes are always appreciated, guys. And what are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMMA now, the best, fastest growing women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. And we'll see you for the next video.